What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to Jrichfits Lifestyle and Health Coaching Corner. We are on episode 25. Today's topic is deciding to make a change. So, in my opinion, people tend to want to make a change, they envision making a change, but rarely do they actually follow through and make that change. It's a hard thing to do. It's easy to talk about, it's easy to think about and dream about, but it's extremely hard to do. So we're going to dive into that today. Once again, deciding to make a change. When is the right time? In all honesty, there is never a right time. You'll never find the right time to jump and make that change. When you're deciding to pick a college, when you're deciding to get married, when you're deciding to have kids, when you're deciding to leave a relationship or leave a job or anything like that, those are big changes. And I don't think there's ever a moment where it just hits you and you decide, oh, this is it right here, it's time to go. Usually life has to interject for you to make these big changes. So I don't really believe that there's ever a right time to make a change. I think it's just life will come and hit you, and you either pay attention to the sign and you change, or you just stay where you're at and you regret it later. I think the more and more you don't listen to life and you don't listen to your intuition, the more likely it is that you'll end up being in a shittier situation, in a situation that you don't feel like you should be in. And then when you look back, you just wish you would have made that change when you had the opportunity. So I don't think there's ever the right time to make a change. You'll never know, or you'll never feel right. Most of the time you'll feel nerving, or most of the time you'll feel scared. And if you start feeling those, then it's time to make the change. If you feel very relaxed and you feel like then maybe you probably shouldn't. Maybe you should stay exactly where you're at. But when you feel nervous, when you feel scared, those are the right signs to jump, make that change. So I think that's a huge one. There's never a right time at all. Next question, what's it take to make a change? Desire is huge. I think you see your future, you see your potential, you see what you possibly be, and the desire to want to be that is going to be the biggest drive to make a change. If you don't have the desire to do something, the likelihood of you doing it is very slim. We are lazy fuckers nowadays. If you don't have the desire, or there's no push, you don't do things. People don't get up and stretch when they're watching TV. People don't get up and go run when they're sitting down bullshitting or eating a snack. The desire to have to make a change is huge. And unless you're there, you won't make the change at all. So desire, I would say, is the number one thing. Dedication is number two. I think when it comes to making a change, people think one day, do it and it's good. No, this is something you need to stay religious on, dedicate on, day to day to day to day, until it becomes a habit. And then you start noticing, if I can do it day in and day out, and I start building the qualities it takes to develop myself into a better human being, then the change is seamless, it's easy. But if I think that I'm just going to dedicate one day to it, in that whole month I'm going to dedicate 2 days, the likelihood of you making a change is very slim. If you look at amazing people in their crafts, they're extremely dedicated. So Steph Curry is a huge one that everybody loves in the Bay Area. And he's not that athletic. He's not that explosive. There's a million better athletes out there. But when it comes to dedicated athletes, there's not a lot of dedicated athletes. A lot of them rest on their athleticism. This is a human being that didn't have all those natural gifts. So he decided to shoot the shit out of that ball day in and day out, where everybody else is sleeping, everybody else is relaxing. He's sitting there shooting a ball day in, day out. And that's what made him great. The dedication to do that is not easy. Great athletes, great doctors, great teachers, great performers, great parents are extremely dedicated to their crafts. The more dedicated you can be, the better off you end up being when it comes to making a change. And most of the time, if you're dedicated, it's a positive change, and it's a great change. So my advice to you, number two, is stay dedicated, stay on it. Don't allow anybody to tell you any different. Stay on what you're doing. And I trust me, if you stay dedicated and you keep your nose to the grindstone, that change is going to be an amazing one. The next one is getting uncomfortable. Like I said earlier, comfort is your biggest enemy. If you're comfortable, you'll never change because comfort's fun. Comfort's easy. Comfort's relaxing. When you're a child and you live with your parents, extremely comfortable. You don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about food. Or if you do worry about these things, you have no control over them because it's your parents that provide them. So there's a strong line of comfort. It's almost like when you're in high school and you look back on being in high school and you're like, man, high school was so fucking easy. All I had to do was go to school, go to lunch, make sure I did my grades, or got my grades up, did all that stuff. And when you look back at it, you're like, man, I have so much time on my hands. How did I not do more? Because when you become an adult and you have more and more responsibility, you have less and less time to bullshit. So it's the comfort that'll keep you very even. The uncomfortable ones and the ones that know how to adapt through being uncomfortable become very successful. And that is where making a change is big, is have the desire, have the dedication, and constantly find yourself in uncomfortable situations. Because when you burst out of that uncomfortable situation and that uncomfortable situation feels very norm to you, then you'll go on to the next one, and you constantly grow and you'll constantly get better. So get out of being comfortable, get uncomfortable. Those are three big ones. Like I said, desire, dedication, and being uncomfortable will help you make a positive change. What benefits come with making a change? So a lot of people don't believe in that. A lot of people think that there's more negative. But in my opinion, anytime I've ever made a positive change, there have been so many benefits that have come out of that. The first one I always thought was growth. You don't know your potential until you make a change. If you're the same person day in and day out, then your growth starts to plateau. It's almost like a tree. If I leave a tree in a small pot, it'll just be a cute stick the whole time. But if I put it out in my backyard, I give it the right soil, the right water, and I allow it to grow, they turn into redwoods. And redwoods are these big, majestic, beautiful trees, but you will never know the potential of that tree unless you allow it to grow. So same thing with yourself. If you're constantly allowing yourself to do the same fucking job or be around the same fucking people or listen to the same music, or you're just very repetitive and you have no desire to break out of that, your growth is going to stunt. You'll be extremely limited, and you'll never reach your potential. And when you don't reach your potential, you're going to regret later in life that you wasted all this time. And we don't realize that we only have one life to live until it's already behind us. And it ends up being behind you way sooner than the day you die. So people don't realize that either. Is life will pass you up 30, 40 years before you actually die. So don't allow it to pass you up. Make sure that you're constantly growing at any stage. There's no age limit on growth. People forget that as well. You could grow at any age, any stage. There are some people that have become wealthy and famous and X, Y, and Z later in their 40s, 50s, 60s. So don't allow an age to make you not grow or make your brain stop learning and thinking and all that type of stuff. Use that. Always grow, always adapt and become better. Opportunity. That's another one. So what benefits come with making a change? Opportunities are the best ones. A lot of people, like I said, they step on their own toes. They don't see opportunity when it's slapping them in the face and they allow it to just run right by them. When you see opportunities, jump on them. Do not allow your insecurities, don't allow your fears to hinder your success when it comes to jumping on an opportunity, because it's always sad to me. You always see the stupid ass ones jump all over the opportunities, or the guy that's not as good as you are, or the person that is not as qualified as you are. They're, for some reason, have no fear when it comes to putting themselves out there and jumping opportunity. But some of the best people that you know second guess themselves. They get extremely worried about what somebody thinks. They'll start worried about being judged, that they will miss these amazing opportunities. So when an opportunity arises, don't worry about anybody else. Just worry about yourself and making sure that you jump up to these opportunities and you make the best of them. So many people just allow them to just skate right by. Don't do that. Make sure you're jumping at these opportunities. Make sure you're benefiting off of these opportunities because they're yours. Nobody says that it's the other fucking guys or it's this person and it's not yours. Everybody has an equal share at these opportunities. So make sure when it comes to you, jump all over them. And then success. What benefits come with making a change? Success more often than not. If you're in a shitty relationship and you leave that relationship, the likelihood of you finding somebody better is very high. That's a success. Being in a shitty job, leaving a shitty job, the likelihood you finding a better job, extremely high once again. So that's what ends up happening. If you change and you make a change, success ends up following every fucking time. So don't allow yourself, like I said, it's all second guessing, it's all doubt, it's all fear that allows you to not jump on these things, growth, opportunity, success. And success is the end all be all goal. We all want to be successful. We all want to do well. We all want to be able to have these things, if it's money, if it's knowledge, and pass them forward. And in this society, money and knowledge are the two most powerful things when it comes to judging somebody and basing somebody off of their success. So make sure that you're finding the success and make sure you're not allowing yourself to hide from it or run away from it. Jump up to the opportunities. When you jump up to those opportunities, success is right around the corner. What happens to people that don't make a change? If I had to put a percentage on this, I would say out of 10 people, 6 to 7 of them decide not to change. It's a small few that realize what they're not good at or realize what they are good at and rise to the occasion that will make these changes and be extremely successful. But for the ones that don't make this change, the things that end up happening, stay the fucking same. I just said it earlier, but if there's one thing I hate, it's if I don't see you for a couple years and you were doing to begin with, and you see the potential and you see them doing better and they're not doing it yet, and then a couple years later I've talked to you and it's the same thing. Two things in my brain I want to do. I either want to slap the shit out of you or I just want to walk away mid-sentence of you talking. If it sounds like the same shit, you're not growing, you're not getting better, you won't be successful. And for anybody out there that finds themselves doing the same thing for more than 3 years, it's time to get the fuck up and it's time to get the fuck out and do anything. My advice to you, whatever it is that you're doing now and you want to do the opposite, do the fucking opposite. Because more often than not, you'll be in a better place. But even the most successful people, if you're making millions upon millions of dollars but you're doing the same thing, you'll end up going crazy one day and jumping off a bridge because we're not built to constantly just be doing the same thing over and over and over again. What ends up happening is you start off in one space, you perfect this space, you build these skills off of this space that you're in. Those skills jump you into another space, and then from there you're working on more skills and you're getting better and better, and that propels you into another until you just keep going and going and going, and you're just more and more successful. But if you don't pay attention to those things and you stay the fucking same, trust me, you're going to hate the projection of the rest of your life. Because whatever it is like today, just to let you know, it's gonna be like that 10 years from now. It's gonna be like that 15 years from now, and you're gonna be a sad motherfucker where nobody wants to be around you because nobody wants to be around the same shit all the time. If I was wearing the same shirt every day, I would get sick of this shirt. If I was driving the same car for 40 years, you get sick of the fucking car. You need to change it up a little bit. You need to not be the same, and that's why I tell you, just don't be the same. You become content, and when you're the same and you're content, like I said, people get bored around content. Content doesn't excite, and you're not in life for everybody else, but we do feed off of each other. And if you're content and you're just happy with exactly where you're at, success will slow down, opportunities will slow down. So don't be content. Be happy. Don't get it wrong. You can be happy, but happy and content are two different things. Happy is a feeling, and it's something that you have this energy that life just around you is going great. But content just means, oh, this is cool. I'm okay with this. It's always that. It's cool. I'm okay. It's not joy, and I don't like content. So don't stay content. And then, like I said, the later in life, the more we reflect. And the one thing that happens with people that don't make a change is they don't ever maximize their potential. And the saddest thing to me is not maximizing your own potential. Every single day you should ride till the wheels fall off. Don't go on a crack binge or don't go on a drinking binge or nothing like that. When I say ride till the wheels fall off, I mean a positive sense. Work out until you're exhausted. Read until your eyes cross. Stretch until you feel like Gumby. Do positive things, but do them to the max to where you just feel amazing afterwards. And maximize God's gifts, because I think each and every person has a natural gift. We don't fully know what it is sometimes. Some know a little sooner, some know a little later. But we all have gifts that were given to us. And I don't think that you should dim your star to brighten up a flashlight. I always love that saying. If you have a natural gift, don't ever dim it because somebody else doesn't have that natural gift and they feel insecure around you. What you should do is maximize yours, and then you'll be around other stars. And I don't mean famous people. I mean the natural gift that you give is a bright star within your body. And if you maximize that and you allow that to shine, then you'll find yourself shining with other stars and not with these stupid dim lights that are so worried about what you're doing or what you're thinking or what anybody else is thinking. So make sure you're maximizing your potential, because that is the biggest to me. I don't care what ends up happening. I don't care if you ever become famous. I don't care if you ever become rich. But just know that what you were given, you maximized to the fullest and you gave it your best shot. When you know that that's what you've done, you could die with a smile on your face. And that's the big end all be all goal, is maximize everything that you've ever been given and die with a smile on your face at the end of the day. Jesus Christ. The last one. What happens to people that don't make a change? They become lazy ass loser fucking sheep. Jesus, I was going hard on that one. But it's true. You should always want to be an individual and not another drone ant or sheep in a pen. You should want to be an individual. You shouldn't want to be closed in and just like everybody else. And the ones that are just like everybody else are the ones that don't maximize their potential, don't want growth, don't want change. The ones that do, the individuals, the shining stars, the people that are the comets leading the way when it comes to movements, are the ones that seize the opportunities, love growth, maximize. They see the potential and they go for it. So be that person. Don't be the everyday human being that bores the shit out of me anytime that I see them. So with those being said, that is my opportunity and that is my message to you guys. If you want to make a change, don't ever feel like there has to be this huge sign that slaps you in the face. It could be literally tomorrow. In my opinion, if you're listening to this and you've been thinking about making a change, at this very moment, make that change. Don't wait tomorrow. Don't wait a week from now, because a week will turn into a month. A month will turn into half a year will turn into 5 years, and you will never have done it because major things end up jumping into your life. Children, finances, deaths in the family, major roadblocks will end up presenting themselves. So my best advice, if you have an opportunity, if you think about making a change, then you already should be doing it as we speak. Turn this podcast off, turn this YouTube video off, and then write out a plan and make sure you start doing it. That is my best advice to you. If you want to make a change, do it today. Don't wait tomorrow. Do it now. And that's about it. This one's going to be a quick one today. I'm getting right back into it. This is episode 25, Making a Change. I appreciate you guys listening. If you need a boost in energy to help your change, I got Jake Shakes. Those are my holistic smoothies that are 100% organic. They have all the vitamins and nutrients that your body needs. If you need those, also you can go get a hold of my social media, Jrichfits, all those good things, and you can go get that. With that being said, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Have a great day. I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.